Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Pony 411. This is number 268 for the week of July 14th, 2019. I am Nemesis, and I am joined, as always, by Alca7raz.
Hey.
Yeah, we're finally back after, a week off because bi-weekly for apparently only a month. Go figure.
Go figure.
I kind of was not too surprised by that. This has been happening more and more often. But, yeah, no, not going to be happening much longer.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, it's, yeah, we're going to be bi-weekly for a little bit longer. But, yeah, there's that. Things did happen during our little hiatus here. I mean, for one thing, there's that, the marijuana pony cake.
Stony Pony came back from the dead on a cake.
I thought they said marijuana.
Not Moana.
Yeah. There is Moana pony designs. I looked out of curiosity.
Yes, but they misheard Moana as marijuana.
And okay, and I don't know where the pony came from,
And
but
they found the original Stony Pony.
I'm just not sure how pony factored into it at all, but okay. I want a
apparently
marijuana.
It was Moana. The request was Moana, she really likes cartoons.
Okay.
So some connection between marijuana and cartoons came up with Stony Pony.
Okay, sure.
Which is interesting because the person who made Stony Pony actually works for THX now.
Yeah, go for it. But, the other thing, of course, is people are apparently are planning to storm Area 51.
Yeah, Naruto run to outrun the bullets.
Yeah. Why don't you could put that energy into storming somewhere more important, but sure.
Yes.
That's kind of somewhat nearby Area 51, is just saying.
Yeah. Although it's like, most people know it's a joke. Though I'm wondering just how many people are going to
It's going to be a dozen people and they're just going to get drunk in the
try.
desert. Yeah, this was going to happen. It's a dozen people are going to show up, they're going to all get drunk, and that's it.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're not here to talk about aliens or anything. As much as many of us would like to find out, ponies are visiting. Alien visitors are ponies. But whatever.
Ponies from space.
We do actually have a little bit of news to talk about. We do have several comics to talk about, including finally the manga.
Yes.
A couple of Equestria shorts. We got our little season 9 mid-season wrap-up theme, whatever you want to call it, and some fan content at the end. So if you want to go ahead and follow along with the news, which we're about to start, you can go to pony411.libsyn.com/show-notes. It's spelled LABSYN, and we'll go ahead and jump right in with conventions. HarmonyCon Dallas has announced Devin Dalton, the voice of Ocellus. And Brony has announced Full Papers as our final community guest for Expedition 4, and that number 4 will also be the last cruise with VIP guests. Which I believe this time there was, who were VIP guests on this one? Bill Newton and GM Barrow. That's what they were. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, this will be the final time they have VIP guests, because expensive.
It can be expensive, yeah. But yeah, Foley will be there. Foley's cool.
And BronyCon has announced their musician lineup for Bronypalooza.
Yes, they did. It's actually not too bad.
And their site for it is weird because you have to scroll it before
I don't like the site. A lot of people don't like that.
It's like this massive blank. Oh, there's the names.
Yeah.
Well, I got quite a few names there if you want to check that out. Although there's
one mystery one.
Yeah, there's a mystery.
Yes.
It's me. No. That'd be awkward for everybody.
Oh, yes, it would.
And finally, there won't be an official MLP panel at SDCC this year.
Not entirely surprised, considering.
Yeah, usually they just at least bring up the next half of the season or whatever because this one it lands. But so we're probably not going to get much of anything pony wise at Comic-Con this year.
Yeah, they do have special figures stuff that will be there, but yeah. No actual panel.
We already talked about those. One of those. Some of those stuff. That stuff has already been popping up.
Yep.
Some we've already talked about. There's that. Merchandise news. Hasbro has announced the Amazon exclusive My Little Pony Retro Rainbow Main 6 collection. This is the Main 6 in G1 form, basically. In a collection, I believe it's $25. There's that. Apparently, and because of this, I found out there's quite a few MLP fans who really do not like the G4 style.
Huh.
At all. They really are wishing for Hasbro to go back to G1 style for G5. It's like, okay,
right.
Hasbro, please ignore these people.
Please don't. I mean, if you had to pick an old one, I'd rather them go G1 than like G3.
G3.5.
Yeah. Please no.
And Popeye Who's.
Yeah.
Rainbow Road Trip Mind Bag Collection has appeared on Taobao. which unfortunately does not have kerfuffle in it.
Oh.
And instead it has, like Luna and Cadence, who did not appear in
Never
the
showed
special.
up.
I believe that it's supposed to be Celestia. Yeah, it's Celestia, but it's a recolored Luna. And Cadence is also a recolored Luna. And I believe for some reason Twilight here is a slightly modified version of the Luna mold, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But there's a Gummy.
It's just like, you just
Threw
didn't
stuff in
put
there.
much effort into it.
And an MLP carousel from Rides exists.
Yep.
If you want to rent a carousel, it's a carnival size one, so it's designed to be portable. Or buy it. I'm not sure how much it costs, but you have to contact them to get a quote, so it's not going to be cheap. If you have to ask, you can't afford it.
Yep.
And in comic news, the My Little Pony, the manga number 2, has been listed on Amazon for March 24th, 2020.
Nice.
Gonna be a bit.
Gonna be a little bit, yeah. Less than a year, though.
Yeah, less than a year.
Not by much, but
Still quite
still a
way.
bit.
And Equestria Girls news, 5 Lines You Need to Stand In is out on YouTube now. I'm surprised, but nothing actually came out yesterday as of recording,
Yeah.
which is unusual. Not sure what
Unless
that's
they're
about.
done.
Well, they haven't even put the Choose Your Own ending shorts up yet. And all the newer ones that we've been talking about
Yeah.
and are going to talk about. Oops, spoilers. Not like you really care that
Not
much.
really.
And in Friendship is Magic news, an unofficial YouTube show called My Little Pony The Retro Show is out. It's strange.
Oh my god. So it's like a
It's one of those weird
pop-up video.
factoid videos, except the factoids are all nonsense.
They're hilarious is what they are, and
Some of them.
definitely not meant for kids.
Yeah, I feel like some of those are a little hit and miss.
I was cracking up on those. I was. It was great.
Yeah, it's a little weird thing. It's just music video, I guess, and there might be more down the line. I'm not sure, but yeah, things like hey, Megan died or whatever.
Megan died when the alligator accidentally bit her head off.
It's like, oh boy.
Oh.
Yep. And not surprisingly, and this seems to be going to be the thing going forward, China has released episodes 15, 16, 17, and 18 early. So it looks like the season will be out long before it's supposed to be, or
Once
finished.
again, I was hoping that at least the last season wouldn't have something like this,
Nope.
but I guess I was hoping for too much.
That's what happens.
That's what happens. Never get your hopes up.
And finally, speaking of Season 9 stuff, Season 9 is officially returns in North America on August 3rd.
That'll be
BronyCon
interesting.
weekend. Yep, episode 14 on BronyCon weekend.
Yep.
Which is why, yeah, that's pretty much the reason why the hiatus is being cut shorter than we thought it would be.
Yep.
Pretty much a month. I was like, okay, sure. I guess.
I guess.
I was expecting like the second weekend of August, not the first weekend. But whatever.
It would have made things easier for us.
A little bit, but not a huge deal.
Yeah, we can
work,
deal
we
with
can
it.
work with it. I could still get away with not bringing recording equipment to the con. Anyway, that's the news.
The news.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and start off with and the discussion stuff with the My Little Pony manga number 1.
Finally.
Yeah, we finally got our
Finally.
copies. His T-Fall finally sent them. It took him long enough. But yeah, it's, fairly long book. And it's an anthology of stories and kind of in the 4-coma format in the sense that it's a set of interconnected stories of sorts, but each one is kind of separated into multiple 4-panel comics. That's the 4-coma format. And yeah, I think this is a kind of, it's like a lot of these sort of things are kind of, some of them are better than the others. And so I don't want to try to summarize all of them, but there's, 8 chapters, so 8 different stories more or less. It's quite a few, but there's got funny little jokes here and there, some fandom references, some callbacks to old stuff that happened in the show. And yeah, a lot of it's just very goofy.
Yeah, it was really goofy. I really enjoyed it.
It was mostly fun.
It's a lot of fun.
I think there's a couple things I didn't like so much. I didn't like the blatant Doctor Who stuff.
And I was perfectly fine with that.
That's because you're a nerd.
And you're not?
Not as much as you are.
I would contest that.
Well, whatever, nerd. No one cares.
Really? Who has a house full of Transformers? Nerd.
Shut up, nerd.
Shut up, nerd.
The other thing I didn't really, what was it? They made a callback to the Dot Move series, which is like
They did.
It's like you're gonna reference that
Yes,
now.
I mean it was. I'm
now
wondering if
we know
like,
how much of a piece of garbage that animator is.
Hot Diggity Demon.
Yeah, or Max. What I remember the name. Is.
The name he went by during the whole thing
Yeah,
was Hot Diggity.
Anyway, he's a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
I did like the very final story. That one I really liked, particularly since I've been watching Sailor Moon for the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last one basically went, let's just go full Japan. Let's just go full manga anime nonsense.
Except they didn't. It was still read left to right.
Yeah. Oh well. It's pretty nice actually. It's fun. It's fun little goofy book. And if you're going in just expecting goofy nonsense, then you'll have a good time. If you're actually expecting something serious, you're not gonna have fun. Really. Definitely, I recommend picking it up, especially since it's only about $10.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. It's like you say, goofy fun, and it's great.
Yeah. And just also know it is black and white because it is a manga. Oh, it's American manga. It's just one of those weird things. What was it? Oh, it was written by David Lumsden and art by Shai. I don't know.
I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah. Toning by Ludwig Sacramento and lettering by Nikki Lim. Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's cool. It's fun. I like it. I'd say check it out. Get it if you can.
Anyway. Moving over to, I guess, more American-style comics. Because they're still American.
Western comics.
Yeah. Anyway, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic number 79 is out. This was written by Sam Maggs with art by Tony Cusisto and colors by Heather Beckel.
It's pencils.
Yeah, pencils. And it's just you got Apple Bloom going to Mayor, more or less distracting her so the town could set up the Ponyville Anniversary Spectacular behind her back so she doesn't have to work so hard.
Yep.
That's it. That's the story.
It's an interesting little one shot.
It's not actually a whole lot happens per se. It's a very much a kind of weird, almost, I don't know, it's kind of threadbare in many ways.
It is a bit. I think it's
kind of a weird, it's like some chunks of it, particularly the parts where we're focusing on the townsfolk who aren't Mayor and Apple Bloom. It's kind of like a series of skits almost. You got the weirdness with Cranky.
Oh, yeah, Cranky.
Yeah.
Being cranky.
And honestly, I'm going to just go ahead and spoil something because it's not a huge... That's really the only hugely notable thing about the comic is a massive spoiler.
Yeah.
To be honest. And that's Sunset Shimmer appears.
Yep.
That's probably the most notable thing about the comic is that Sunset Shimmer just straight up cameo.
Just shows up and puts on a show.
She puts on a rock show with two random ponies we've never seen before and we'll probably never see again.
Probably, yep.
No one we know, just two random ponies. She puts on a rock show and then
disappears.
Gets snarky and bails out. And that's it's strange. Like this sunset just shows up and it's like she doesn't really get to do much outside of Equestria Girl stuff. And
I think that was the point they were trying to make.
I know, it's just weird that it's kind of, even she's made little cameo appearances before in the comics, like the Nightmare Nights. Yeah, in that comic, she showed up in the background, kind of as a little hey look, but that's about it. She showed up in like background, little background jokes. She's never actually had speaking lines in Friendship is Magic material. So this is kind of interesting to see this.
Yep.
It's also weird as somehow Mayor knows her because she references her by name when she shows up on stage.
Yeah.
Shouldn't Twilight be the one going Sunset Shimmer, not Mayor? Whatever. Yeah, it's honestly, it's kind of I would almost say pass on it because there's really not a whole lot there, not unless you're completionist.
Oh,
not necessarily bad. It's just
I liked it, but I do agree that it is fairly threadbare. It's just a little one shot.
I just feel even as a one shot, we've had very interesting one shots before. I just feel this one is so largely other than Sunset, it's such a largely forgettable thing that it's just. you're not really missing much
No,
if you don't decide
you
not to
won't
get
be
it.
missing much. You can pass it, but yeah, I don't think.
I honestly think, unless you're just completionist or just really want to see Sunset in the Friendship is Magic world super desperately. There you go.
I'm surprised you're not just hyping it up just for that.
The problem is, I like to, but there's really not
much
enough
there. Yeah.
to justify it. It's just, that's great and all. I'd love to see Sunset in Friendship is Magic, and this kind of seems to be calling out the fact that, hey, they seem to be very, very unwilling to put Sunset in the show proper for reasons that are sometimes nebulous or sometimes I would highly disagree with for whatever reason, but whatever.
Yeah. I thought it was neat, but yeah, it is really threadbare. So you would not be missing much if you skipped it.
Pick it up if you want, but just, you don't really
don't be expecting
I'm not going to go
amount.
throw and say, go get it now.
Yeah.
So that's the comics.
The comics.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and move on to Equestria Girls. Yeah, a couple shorts came out, not surprising. Well, it's in the Choose Your Own Ending shorts. The first one being Inclement Leather, in which, hey, they're out and about at the festival, and oh no, it's raining, and Rarity's outfit's being ruined because of the material.
Water and suede don't mix.
Yeah, water and suede do not mix, as she's, well, very much willing to say, loudly and whinily. Yeah, it's that's it. And then you got the 3 different.
You have Applejack, Twilight, and what's her face?
Yeah, Applejack, Twilight, and Vignette Valencia.
Yep.
Which way you got Applejack kind of just trying to make her wife happy because of the rain. Twilight trying to be practical with the garbage bags, and they make them still frilly.
Yep.
And Vignette kind of turns it into
Make it a trend.
Make it a trend, and is like, sure, I guess that helps.
Yeah.
But yeah, Applejack. I just like Applejacks because make the wife happy.
Make the wife happy.
I don't care they're married. Shut up.
We're also not going to ask. Well, that's pretty easy to answer now that I think about it. With a big 4-post bed out in the. They brought the whole bed out.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Applejack can just pick things up like that.
Yep, easy. Yep. And yeah, so it's I don't know, it's a short.
Thing.
It's fine.
They're things.
The other one is Lost and Pound, in which they find a dog and they have to help
the dog.
Help the dog, and you got Rarity, Spike, or Fluttershy. With Rarity, it's like, oh no, the dog's messy and muddy. I'm trying to stay clean. It's not working. And then shenanigans. The dog keeps running off and winds up running into the owner, which is one
of the 2 singers.
Yeah, one of the 2 singers from Post Crush. I'm sure. Was it? I'm sure. Is that one? So yeah, you got Rarity doing that, and you got Spike, who's clearly nursing a crush. No, shut up. No, shut up. It's not a crush. Yeah, it's hanging around, and then it's kind of hanging out, and then, oh hey, you found my dog. Oh yeah, we were trying to find you. We were.
You were.
And then Fluttershy's is just kind of the literal anticlimax of just, oh, talk to you. Okay, here's your dog. Bye.
That was it.
And it's like, I mean, what else could you do, really?
Yeah. At least they didn't try and be contrived about it. They even lampshaded it. Well, that was easy.
Yeah, it's just
that was it.
That was that was written intentionally to be the anticlimax.
Okay.
Just like, yeah, just kind of showing that, okay, yeah, problem solved, done. Bye.
Just talk to the dog and see what's wrong.
It was significantly shorter than the other 2 endings.
Significantly.
I mean, they tried to make it a little longer by adding on another joke about the food stands and Spike, but yeah. Because the other thing was
probably we have to have it at least this long.
Although, because it's just it's an anti-ending.
Yeah.
An anti-climax, like the anti-joke.
Yep.
Which you guys kind of, it is kind of anti-joke. It's because it's so not funny becomes funny.
Yep. Purposefully not funny becomes funny. Although I think Rarity's one had probably one of the best scenes when they're in the hedge maze and dog just, I think that was an Aliens reference.
Oh.
The dog slowly.
Oh yeah, that was the best part. I remember now.
The Aliens
slowly. Rarity freaking out.
Yeah.
Screaming internally. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Very externally screaming.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that was Alien. I think that was.
I can't remember which Aliens one.
I think it was Aliens. I want to say that was Aliens. It might be Alien, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was an Aliens reference. It was great.
Yeah, that was probably the best scene. But yeah, it's again, it's another choose your own ending. They're fun, fine, but like you like forget about them in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Except for maybe like standout scenes like that.
like that.
So that's it for the shorts, which means we are moving on to our main discussion, which is, well, the first half of Season 9. Yeah, so Season 9 so far, of course, final season. I'll be honest, so far, Season 9 has actually been pretty good.
Yes, no, definitely agree.
Has not hit the lows that the last few seasons have hit, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because some of the last few seasons have hit some pretty low lows. Let's be real about that. The Season 9 so far, there's been a couple weaker episodes, but nothing too bad, really.
Yeah, like I was having a very hard time putting my list together. Like I always start at the bottom, and it's like, well,
oh crap,
which ones go on the bottom, and that was
then
really
the order
really
from there,
quick.
it's like,
and it's like, oh, because you're just like, okay, here's the ones that I'm like kind of not liking, and then I go to the ones I'm liking. The not liking is very very small this time.
In some ways, this almost feels like a somewhat of a return to form, particularly for the main six, because like we've been kind of complaining about this here and there for a couple seasons now, which is the main six seem to be kind of being sidelined in their own show to a degree, and they're also getting kind of being flanderized as well. Yeah. Like we're going to focus on this one particular aspect and do nothing but that. Twilight in particular has been really suffering for a while under the flanderization, and they finally seem to be bouncing back from that.
Somewhat. I mean, there's a couple of points here and there that they...
Yeah,
but nowhere near the ways they've done it before. I think they actually mentioned that before going into Season 9 that they were going to try and do that. They're going to, for Season 9, was going to be more of a refocus to the main six.
Which is good, because my biggest worry is they're going to like super focus super hard on like the student six or something, which they're still doing their thing, but that was my biggest worry. I
vaguely remember something about the staff before Season 9 came out saying that Season 9 was going to put more focus onto the main six.
Yeah, which is one of the things we were wishing for in general.
And yeah, it is. So it seeing that happening is definitely pleasing.
Yeah, the nice real refocusing on the main six and their stuff, and less of their... Like, it still have to weirdly dance around the problems the school brings up, because that's one of those Hasbro mandated it, and you just gotta work with it, and
you play the cards you're dealt.
Yeah, it's just like, we know, it's like they kind of have weirdly acknowledged that, yeah, it's kind of absurd. The whole school thing is a little on the absurd side, but they had to do a school, so let's try to do something with it at least. And yeah, the student six themselves, it's weird thing where like they've kind of gotten a little better, but still really not a whole lot since their premiere last season.
Yeah.
It's just, the problem is it's like one of those things, it's like you're kind of in a bit of a between a rock and a hard place, because if you focus hard enough on the student six to improve them, now you're taking away from the main six, and then you're gonna make us upset because we're now not seeing the main six a whole lot in the final season. And
yep.
It's one of those things where it's like Hasbro really messed them up.
There's
with that school request.
Yeah, there's no true win-win scenario.
Only we're the one who's been telling Hasbro no.
Yeah, well, someone's still not winning. It just shifts who's not winning.
Well, I don't care if the corporation loses.
Unfortunately, if the corporation loses, everyone loses.
Depends on how they lose.
Well, I mean, especially at this point, what are they going to do? Cancel it?
Yeah, it's the season early. Oh, they did.
Oh.
They just did that.
They just
let's give it to someone else to make.
Well, I mean, the episodes are already made.
I know. I mean, early on, they just said no. Early on, they just said, no, we're not doing stupid school.
Yeah.
Well, fine. We'll just give it to someone else who will.
We'll just have Boulder make it.
Yeah.
That's sort of what Boulder's there for, is they sort of
with the new writing staff. Yeah. The animators wouldn't be... AT&T would probably still get animated. It's just be new writing staff. Fine. Well, you're fired.
Yep. Oh. So having corporate lose is not usually a good thing.
Yeah. If only.
They're the ones holding the paychecks.
Yeah, Season 9, so far, it's one of the big things, I think, was, for one thing, not having a better premiere than we've had in the last few seasons, if we're going to be honest. The last few seasons have actually straight up had some pretty bad premieres comparatively.
Yeah.
I mean, season 6's was boring. Season 7's was weird. Season 8's was also weird, but in a different way.
I'm actually trying to remember them now.
Season 6 was the Crystaling where we got Freyheart.
Season 6 was
That
the
was
Crystaling.
boring.
That was just
It was boring because it's Freyheart and Starlight, and it's like, oh my gosh. It was just,
local
kind of
baby ruins everything.
Yeah, that was a pretty boring premiere. I remember we said at the time. Season 7's was Celestial Advice, which was that weird.
Oh
mixed
yeah,
bag.
that was like getting the rug. Like this is what a bunch of you want. We're gonna dangle it in front of you and then snatch it away.
Yeah, that was a weird one, just because it was just such a wanted part of this so bad, but their focus is on something I hate. So it's like, ugh.
Yeah,
And it was also a single parter, which was in and of itself
that was
weird.
weird.
And season 8 was the introduction to the school and the students, and it was the thing where we kept pointing that up, which is they're undermining their own point with the how they're doing the students. Like the students are becoming friends without the school, and when the school's involved, it was making things worse. It's like, good job. He made us in 2 episodes, showed us why the whole school is entirely pointless, and then we're going to do it anyway.
The point.
Maybe
that was a jab. We don't want to do this. It's stupid. See, it's stupid. Don't make us do this.
And then they had to do the school for the rest anyway, the season anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this versus this one, which is like, hey, look, we're going to have the main 6 go on an actual adventure and fighting bad guys and stuff.
Yay!
Finally. It's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, it's so far been a lot better, and I'm really hoping that the weakest episodes we've seen so far are like the weakest the season gets.
Yeah.
Because so far the weakest episodes aren't outright bad. We haven't gotten anything like non-compete clause
or Spike at your
service, or
Princess Spike, or
every little thing she does, or anything.
We haven't
like
gotten another every little thing she does, thankfully.
We haven't gotten a Princess Spike, or
I already mentioned that one.
What about Discord? Or
that one was less. That one wasn't great. Not as bad as some of the other ones we mentioned, but that one's just.
That was, at the time, we called it the worst episode of the series, and then season 6 rolled along. Hey, guess what? What was the other one in season 7? There was one in season 7 in particular. I'm trying to.
Yeah, I don't think we need to remember them.
We need to remember so that
we don't need to remember them.
We need to remember them so we can avoid those mistakes in the future.
Yes, except we're not the ones making the mistakes. So, and in the future, you can't really stop this. There's not much left.
Well, how about G5? Make sure G5 can look at G5 people can still learn from these mistakes.
Maybe, yeah.
Anyway, so far it's been pretty good. Characters more on point for the most part, and I feel if this is what we're going to get for the rest of the second half of season 9, then we're probably on track for a pretty good series finale and all that stuff.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Hope
they don't blow at the end, because I've seen that so many times. It's not fun when the show just blows it in the end. See Game of Thrones.
Oh. I don't even keep track of Game of Thrones, and I see how
Voltron
bad
to a degree.
To a degree, yeah. That one could have gone a lot better.
Oh yeah, it could have. For some people, Starverse they didn't really like the final season. So it's interesting. So we probably should go ahead and get to our lists, because, well, we only have so much time to do stuff.
And these usually go long.
Yeah. Yeah, so once again, we're going to go ahead and start from the bottom, so the worst to the best, and I will go last, so you could go start off with your pick.
I was hoping you'd go first, because
Nope.
I can almost guarantee your first one. And I was going to be in spite of you, because I'm pretty sure my worst is not your worst.
I don't know, anyway.
I think we have the same, too. At the bottom,
Number 12.
Number 12, probably to the surprise of you, I put Uprooted.
Okay.
Now, I'm making it since I don't know your list, I'm assuming that you and I have our bottom 2 probably swapped.
Maybe.
But yeah, I put Uprooted down here at the bottom because it was just kind of off. It just felt off, and the whole thing, it was just weird, and just it was like it for me. It was below the liking line. It's not something I go back and watch again. I won't say it's outright bad. Like we've mentioned before, none of these episodes are like the worst we've ever seen. Definitely not. But this one just kind of felt weird. Just all around. Kind of ham-fisted together and kind of... It's just odd.
Yeah. It's a little odd.
Just a bit odd. It really felt like we need a new playset.
Oh boy.
Here's a new tree. Oh. Okay then.
I guess
there we go. Guess that's that. So yeah, that's why it's down there.
And for me, number 12, I put student council.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Which I think everyone would be not surprised by that.
Not surprised at all.
Basically, as I said on a Discord server once, it was basically like this episode is designed specifically to annoy me.
Yeah,
like, it's like you take like every character I dislike, shove them into a single episode, and
play up some of their worst traits.
Play up some of the worst traits, and on top of that, have a plot which was not the greatest and had some weird holes in it, I guess. The whole thing of like, hey, yeah, we gotta go find what was it? That was the whole thing about the work-life balance just having such a weird mixed message did not help things either.
Yep. Also, you have to find not Starscream, Silverstream. Thank you.
Yeah. The whole thing with that, the work-life balance. It's stop. You need to stop working so much. Oh wait, it's all you stopped working, so it's all your fault. She's missing, and then no wait, actually no, we have to walk all that back because we just made a case for
our moral.
We just undid our moral real bad.
Yeah.
So oops.
Yeah.
On top of that, you got Mudbriar being annoying again. Starlight is still not a great character. Trixie is back to being kind of annoying, but not as horribly annoying as she has been. And pretty much the one and only bright spot in the whole thing was Modness.
Mod being Mod.
Yeah, it's pretty much the one and only bright spot. And then you got dumb things like, why don't the cockatrice just fly over the broken wall? But no,
shut up.
No, shut up. So that's why it's at the bottom.
It's like the gate in front of the path with no fence around it.
Yeah. Except the cockatrices wouldn't really have that issue because they don't have social norms to follow, but whatever.
Well, apparently neither do people when you see the walking path around the gate. Yeah, so anyway, we'll move up to number 11. I have student council. For exactly the same reasons that we just mentioned. The only reason it goes a little bit higher is because I don't think Trixie was as bad as she's been. There was some good points with that. Seeing Trixie just about have it with Starlight was great, and Maud was just perfect. But everything else, it wasn't a great episode.
Technically, shut up.
Yeah, yep. Maud is the only thing for this that saved it from being number 12 on my list, just because it was funny enough.
Sure. But number 11, I put Sweet and Smoky.
You put Sweet and Smoky on number 11.
Yeah.
So it wasn't exactly swapped.
No, it's swapped. Yeah, Sweet and Smoky, basically, it's just... It was, I said this, it was a very rough story that needed a few more passes in the editing room. Plus, it's a Spike-focused episode, which I feel really didn't do a great job in general. Just kind of a weird way. It didn't help with the whole thing with Garble or whatever his name was.
Garble's the red one.
Yeah, Garble's the red one. Yeah, but the whole thing with that was he's hiding his whole soft side, but then they have to use that, and you have to, the whole thing is be yourself, but then no, wait, they're going to laugh at you, and you're going to have to,
it was weird.
What was a weird way of handling that moral, and I thought it was just generally bizarre, and really needed some more time to be worked on.
It needed to stay in the oven for a little bit longer.
Yeah, and just in general, this Spike is just...
It needed to stay in the oven. It wasn't quite warmed up. Kind of like the eggs in the episode.
Yes, kind of like the joke you made when we talked about it.
I did make that joke?
Something like that, yes. Very similar.
Huh. All right, then. I don't even remember. Is it my turn again? I have Sweet and Smoky at number 10.
Yeah, see, ours are all mixed up.
Yep. I'm just going to echo all the same things you just said about Sweet and Smoky. It was just... could have been a little bit better. Could have been more. Should have been more. But it wasn't really bad. It was just... would have liked it a little bit more.
And number 10, I put Uprooted.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, our bottom threes, all have the same episode in the bottom three, just different orders.
Just slightly different order.
It's just, Uprooted was a weird episode. Now you know that Nicole Debeck explained some of her stuff later on, and sometimes, I see what you're going for now, but it still wasn't very good in general. This is kind of it was a weird episode, and I'm trying, her whole thing was basically supposed to be about kind of different stages of grief and whatnot, and it's like, I guess, but
it
came across
very
very poorly, and I feel that it just really does feel like we need to make a new playset thing, and okay, appreciating that Sandbar's whole thing was kind of a weird jab at Hasbro, but it's just kind of I don't know, it's just, it was a weird episode overall, and just kind of the whole tree thing, I don't know, it's hard to, I'm trying to remember what exactly was said, but it was just it was just, it felt the pacing, that was one of the things, the pacing was really weird, and it just felt like it's like there's two montages in one episode. I was like, sure, I guess. It just, I don't know, it just failed to make me connect to the Student 6 in any real way.
Yep. Number 9. This is where things start getting complicated. My list, I started struggling at this. This is like the first point I was struggling. But I ended up settling for number 9 being Common Ground.
Okay, sure. Right, same one, sure.
Same for you?
Yeah.
Common Ground? Let's see if it's for the same reasons.
No, probably not.
No, probably not. It was a decent episode overall, but it's not all super memorable. I do remember that you didn't quite like the little girl's voice acting, which I'm not too surprised, because that was her first real time at doing any voice acting.
I explained that, it's not great, but I also understood why it wasn't great.
Yeah, but overall, it's just, it's all right. It's good. Yeah. It's decent, but nothing else really to call home about.
Yeah.
It had some neat little things to it. I think that it's actually sort of a detractor. I think the coolest thing about the episode isn't actually part of the episode itself. And it's just the fact that, Patton Oswalt got to work with his whole family, wife and daughter. But that's not really that's tangential to the content of the episode. But otherwise, it's just, it's all right. That's pretty much all I can really say about it. So that's why it gets down lower, because that's all I can really think about it.
Okay, yeah. Our reasoning is actually kind of similar, but basically, I literally forgot the episode existed until I was making this list.
Yeah. I did
literally
struggle.
forgot. I saw the name and which episode was that? I don't remember an episode called Common Ground. I looked at the summary. Oh, right. The one with Patton Oswalt. How did I forget that? Yep. Because the episode is so forgettable.
It is unfortunately rather forgettable, and it's really unfortunate on my part, because it's got Rainbow Dash in it. But Rainbow Dash is not a leading character; she's the support
for Patton
Oswalt. For what is his name?
Pants.
Quibble Pants. Thank you. It's Patton.
The other thing was, you got the weird thing about we got Dash just actively trying to say, hey, this would be a better sports porn. And actually, forget that. Just be yourself.
Yeah,
that was weird in of itself too.
Yep. It was a bit weird, but mostly it's just because it was kind of forgettable. It had neat aspects to it, but I actually didn't really have that big of an issue of remembering any of these episodes. I think this is the most forgettable one, but because it did have Rainbow Dash in it.
I mean, I remember every single other episode existing. Yeah. That was literally the only one I was like, I forgot that it was even a thing.
Yeah, and I'm saying the only real reason I did remember it is because it still, it did have a lot of Rainbow Dash, and then I have to remember it because I'm me.
Yeah.
Back to me for number 8.
Yeah, number 8.
Going to Seed. Are we finally different now?
Yep, we're different.
This is a good episode. Like, even the last one was still a good episode. And anything to this point is a good episode. Seeing Applejack and Apple Bloom bond was great. But otherwise, it was fairly threadbare. It was fun, but that's about it.
Okay.
It was fun, it was heartwarming, but kind of threadbare. It did its job. Okay.
Right.
It was decent, but that's about it.
At number 8, I put She's All Yak. And it's basically the student 6 are still kind of other than Yona, are still kind of eh. And I mean, this was a very Yona focused episode, and that was nice. But it was still kind of I'm trying to think of the word. Some of it was just kind of a weird thing of like,
The
I
main
liked it.
6 didn't quite catch it when I think they should have caught it.
Yeah, a little bit. It's like, it was a little bit of a weird thing. It's just this whole Yona feels like she needs to be a pony now.
Mm-hmm.
And I can
Gotta
see, it's
fit
like, it's
in.
kind of a weird metaphor of like, this pressure to
fit in.
Yeah, to assimilate into a new culture that you're kind of being part of now. Like, a lot of people can understand how that goes. It's like you move somewhere new, and hey, now there's a pressure to stop being different. And yeah, so you got that whole thing. It's kind of neat, and I do genuinely like it as an episode. It's a lot of fun. I really like the Yona sad song, and the song itself was pretty fun. But it's just kind of like, yeah,
Let
you
the
got
bodies hit the floor.
Yeah, not that one, not that one. But yeah, it was fun. It's just I'm trying to think what those words. It's just some of it kind of. I think there's 1 or 2 spots that kind of faltered a little bit.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot, but it's still a really fun episode, and I think Yona is
Yona's best. Yeah.
The problem is, it just makes it Yona is the best character for the Student 6, but in this episode, just makes that problem, I guess, to a degree, worse. Because like this other 5 still don't have any real standout moments yet.
Yeah.
Like we forgot to even mention Smolder in about Sweet and Smoky.
Oh yeah, Smolder was there.
Yeah, see, exactly.
Also, Smolder exists. It's kind of sad because she was kind of like the catalyst to connect the two.
Yeah.
But I mean, here's your catalyst to connect here to here, and now let's get it out of there. We don't need it anymore. Back to me for number 7.
Mm-hmm.
She's all yak.
Oh boy.
Yep. Our lists are very similar. So again, I am going to echo you for the exact same reasons. It was fun, but okay.
Yep.
Like, these last 3 are pretty much the same. And it was these last 3 that I had, like, equal to each other, and I had to really struggle on figuring out which order.
And then hurt yourself because I have to put the Rainbow Dash one at the bottom with these 3.
You are not wrong. I did that. It's like,
Hurt
but
yourself
it's
in your
Rainbow
confusion.
Dash. Oh, but it's Rainbow Dash. But it's not a great... It's not... Anyway, Yona's best yak, and that saved it.
Yona's. Yep.
Number 7.
Yeah, for me, number 7 is going to Seed.
So basically, the first 3, my lowest was your third.
Yeah,
and same
yeah,
here.
Going to Seed was basically, I like this episode, and I do like the Applejack Apple Bloom bonding stuff. I love how Applejack kind of gets lost in the whole the Great Seedling or whatever.
Yep.
Thing.
It's a
and
great
all this
pumpkin,
stuff.
Applejack.
Yeah, but what I really pushed this one up above those other 2 was all the cat nonsense throughout the episode.
Oh, I actually forgot about all the cat
exploding
nonsense.
through the door, the cats knocking apples off the barrel or
I
whatever.
actually forgot about all the cats.
Yeah, the cat stuff was what kind of pushed it over the edge for me to put it above the other 2.
Yeah, I could have remembered that.
Oh well.
Oh hell. So yeah, cats.
Also, Goldie was great too.
Goldie, yeah. Number 6. The Point of No Return.
Hey,
Different?
way different.
Way different. Yeah, I figured you were going to put Point of No Return higher because of the heavy Twilight focus. This one, we've gone up yet another step. We had the bottom 2, then 1 step, then another 3, then this one. We're up a whole nother step here. It was a fun episode. It really was. It was just fun seeing Twilight go through all of that, and yeah, it was just real well made. I think even we said that the pacing was really good on it too.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing fun scenes and yeah, it was just all around really good episode.
Okay. Yeah, for me, number 6 is where I put Sparkle 7. Yeah, I think with this one, it's like I do genuinely enjoy it. It was a lot of fun to watch. I think part of it is just some parts of it kind of faltered a little bit because they had to work in. They each had the whole thing of asking the VAs, "What do you want your character to do?" and they had to make that work, whatever it was. And sometimes I feel like it didn't quite work as well as it could have, whatever the thing they suggested. So it's one of those things that kind of had to ride around that. And it's like, okay, but like Pinky's particular, the whole Pinky goes to space thing was like kind of
probably a bit too out there.
I did really like
Pinky's.
the thing going on, the stuff with Zephyr and Dash. That was hilarious, and it was like my favorite scene in the whole thing, just because of Yeah, there's a whole thing. But yeah, the other thing I think which kind of hurts it a little bit is it's the 200th episode, and it really doesn't feel that special.
Yeah. I guess especially when you compare it to like
Episode 100.
episode 1 Slice of Life and how big and just
Yeah.
that was.
Yeah, so it doesn't feel as special. And also the other thing is just at the ending was just kind of like, oh, come on.
Yeah, it was a little weird in the ending.
This whole Spike thing, which who technically didn't win, remember?
You gotta be pedantic back that. Darn
yeah,
Spike, I'm not gonna let you win anything.
No, Spike gets nothing. You get nothing. You win no points. And may God have mercy on your soul.
I have that video clip bookmarked. I'm just waiting for the chance to use it.
Yeah, it's like the writers forgot their own rules. Hope someone got fired for that blunder.
Wow.
I'm quoting The Simpsons now.
I know. Number 5, I have Between Dark and Dawn. This is yet another jump and stuff. This last 5, I struggled to find my top 5. And yeah, Celestia and Luna episode. We've been wanting something like this for so long.
Without Starlight.
Got it. Yes. Without Starlight. And we got it, and it was so good. It was a great episode. It really was. Just seeing Celestia and Luna just normal life, or just having fun, not having fun, but being sisters and trying not to be princesses, and all the little antics that they do. And
1 stamp, please.
Luna in the post office was great. That was so funny. Or Celestia with the goth makeup. We finally got what was it? That was a Canterlot boutique. What do they call this? That was the toy line that had all the goth
I remember
ones.
the toy line. It's Toys R Us exclusive, and I don't remember what the noise line.
I'm trying to remember the name of
the Pony Palooza. Something
no,
like that. Yeah.
I can't remember. But either way, we finally got to see the goth pony somewhere. They got into the show.
Yeah.
Just all around fun episode.
Yeah. At number 5, I put The Last Crusade.
Yeah, I figured you're gonna put that one a bit lower.
Scootaloo. Yeah, I figured you were gonna put that one pretty high. Yeah, So it's a Scootaloo episode. Might be the final CMC episode. I don't know for sure yet. We'll find out pretty shortly.
The Last Crusaders episode.
Yeah. Get out. Yeah. It's a generally fun episode. We got Scootaloo's parents finally, and they were pretty fun characters in their own right.
Parents.
Yeah, including Maine Allgood, Jane Goodall. I get it. Yeah. And of course, the aunts were kind of a big deal. Although it's kind of a weird thing, is like they're a big deal, but not a big deal. If that makes sense.
They shouldn't be a big deal, because it should just
be
a
big deal
normal.
that they exist, but they really, in the show, the episodes itself, they weren't a big deal.
Yeah.
There you go. Because it's like it took you guys this long to get around to this sort of thing, huh?
And even then, people say, no.
And even then, you left people enough wiggle room that they're just not together. Shut up.
They're just
really good friends.
They're just gals being pals, right?
They seem like really good friends.
They're just worthy of each other's grace.
And that's some of the funny antics. You got the weird whole thing where it's just this sad, hilarious scene where they're all crying.
Oh, yeah.
First order of business is cry. Then that whole scene is just hilarious, but also really sad. And it's like, you got Dash.
That was not
Dash there, who's like really confused and worried. Should I? So do you want the tickets or not? And that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you had the whole scene at the end. Hey, look, all the ponies and whatnot that the CMC helped, and of course most of them are not going to speak because of reasons.
There's also a lot of ponies, and we don't have time to record.
Couldn't even have Diamond and Diara speak. No.
It's a lot of ponies to have a lot of people recording.
No. Would have had Diamond and Tiara speak versus what's his face, the Hippogriff guy.
The Hippogriff guy.
Whatever, Silverstream's brother.
Yeah.
Him, whoever that I don't really care about.
Yeah.
Tesseract.
The blue Infinity Stone.
His name's something along those lines. I know that.
Terabar.
Yeah,
I think it was Terabar. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty fun, though.
Back to me for number 4. I have Sparkle 7. There it is. Yes. It was so much fun. Ocean's 11. We had a heist. I didn't know I wanted a heist episode, and I got one, and it was great.
And of course, how do you do a heist episode when they're the good guys?
And they're good. We're going to do pen testing. That's how we're going to do it.
Well, you could also have done, that the bad guy stole a thing and they got to get it back. But
yeah, we could have done that one. But no, we went the pen tester route. We're beefing up our security. I want you to break it so we know how to fix it again. So we know the weaknesses. Yep. That's a thing. That's the thing in real life. That's what we do. But yeah, you already said the reasons it was really great. Although you really like the scene with Zephyr.
It was funny. It was funny.
I can't disagree with you, but still, I don't like Zephyr. God, and I know I'm not supposed to. That's the
I also really like
point.
the round trip interpretation in that scene.
Trying to remember what that one was. It's been a while since I watched that nutshell video.
I just can't. You must. I can't. Have you seen it?
But yeah, and it was totally a reference to the outfit that she was wearing was a reference to, was it Megara from the animated Hercules? No, yeah, the animated Hercules TV show, if I remember correctly. Yeah,
the
movie, whatever. The old animated one.
There was a TV show, but I don't think Megara was in that one.
Yeah, Megara. But that's what it was a reference to. Hey, the outfit, the hairstyle, all of it.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. It really was. Just seeing the main six and all their antics. And yes, like it was a love letter to the voice actors, the main voice actors. And it let them shine. The voice actors shine. It did its job very well. And I just really enjoyed it.
Number 4 for me was Between Dark and Dawn. I put it a little higher than you did. Yeah, it was largely the same reasons though. It's just it was just really fun. As Celestia and Luna have a fun dynamic. I think I know some people get upset about the whole they're still squabbling things, but I'm like, they're siblings. They're going to squabble for all eternity.
Yes, you'll never.
They'll get along. Yes, they'll have each other's back in the end, but they will always fight about dumb nonsense.
That's just how siblings work.
Yeah. What was it? The thing about only child. Hey, bro. Hey, sis. Like siblings don't talk like that.
Hey, little bro. Hey, big sis. Yeah, no. If you really want to know how they talk, well, I can't actually use the words on this podcast.
Yeah, but is that, and it's just the song itself was also pretty fun too.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so there's a lot about that episode to really like, and yeah, it was a good one. They had a nice little heartwarming moment at the end with them all.
Aww.
Literally between dark and dawn because the sun and moon were, yeah.
Because
and of course you had the B plot with Twilight and her friends trying to.
The B plot was kind of interesting.
The Swan thing, which apparently is based on a real thing, which is okay. I still think it's dumb.
Sure, it's dumb. Sure, whatever. It's still stupid. Yeah. Number 3, the beginning of the end. I put the premiere here at number 3 because it was really good. Like you were saying at the beginning of this, and we finally got another good premiere.
It's long. Season 5 was last time. Man.
Yeah, and finally, like, yes, we got another good one. It introduced some cool things. It hit us upside the head with the, hey, guess what? The princesses are gonna retire.
Yep.
Twilight's in charge with her friends. The one thing I was really happy with was like your friends will be there. It's not just Twilight; it's Twilight and friends. It's like Twilight's the princess, but it's not like the friends don't get any sort of advances.
You lose, good day, sir.
And that's actually a fear that goes all the way back to season 3 when Twilight got her wings.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, all this stuff that Twilight learned was because of her friends, and then Twilight gets the benefit and no one else. That was my biggest fear. It's like, oh, nope, Twilight's the best and no one else gets anything. So when when the rest of them got their, I don't know, what we call it, benefits, recognition, and also the benefits of what they've done, because they actually do get tangible benefits. They get their own thrones at their own table. So it's not like everyone else gets left behind just so Twilight can take all. Yeah. So this was like, yes,
leave your friends
we see
behind.
Twilight's the princess, but everyone else gets elevated as well with her.
Somewhat.
I mean, they don't get thrones. They don't become princesses too, but essentially are going to be advisors to the throne, direct advisors to the throne, which is still very.
What does that mean? It means you do all the work and I get all the glory.
It's still a very renowned position, but everything, and that's actually just a minor one. Everything else, the introduction of the main villain of the entire season, Grogar, is now back from Generation 1, bringing back Sombra and uniting all the other big villains from the previous seasons.
Well, not all of them.
Not all of them, but that's from previous seasons. Not all the previous seasons, but from the previous seasons. The important ones, anyway.
Well, Discord's not important, huh?
Discord's not a villain. Not anymore. But yeah, bring them all back. And just Sombra. Every time I look at this and see Sombra, I see the comic, the fan comic someone made with Sombra's like, I don't respect any of you. I'm gonna do, and the entire thing can be summed up as Sombra singing, "I did it my way,"
like Cell.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was big. It was important. It was well done. It was a really good episode. Really good premiere too.
Yeah, for me, number 3, I put The Point of No Return. It's a Twilight episode, and it's a very strong Twilight episode because if Spike is there, but Spike is again a supporting role, and it's Twilight. While she gets a little panicky, there is some stuff that makes sense. I mean, everyone should have a natural fear of librarians.
Yes.
But she panics a little bit, but she didn't get so panically she gets overwhelmed or just stops functioning like they've been doing for a while, which was always getting getting a little annoying because like
you're Twilighting again.
Yeah, that whole thing's getting annoying. That's one little thing I have against this premiere, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's nice to finally see her being her again, not just panic Twilight all the time. And she actually somewhat is able to do things, and she goes around and does her thing, and we get to see some characters we haven't seen in a while. We saw Moon Dancer again, and she gets to meet the librarian talking to her about the whole thing, like, you need to stop being perfectionist. It's not all this stuff. And actually there's a little bit you can get into about how that's not really the way to solve perfectionism, but whatever. But anyway, it's a TV show. You have to sometimes give a little bit of slack on that. So I mean, it was really just generally fun Twilight episode. We get to see Twilight being Twilight and have a fun little adventure with her going around trying to return a stupid library book.
And seeing old people play paintball was hilarious.
Yeah.
Number 2, this was a tough one.
Oh boy.
Placing the top 2. Number 2 is Last Crusade.
Oh, okay.
You now know my number 1.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, number 2, Last Crusade. It was really good. It was really emotional, and for someone like me, Scootaloo is my number 1 COC.
Number 2 pony overall, probably.
Well, I don't know. I've never really ranked the CMC with others. I always keep the CMC kind of separate. So I've always thought Twilight was number 2, because main 6 come first, I guess. But whatever. Maybe the CMC are just counterparts. But yeah, Scootaloo is just my favorite CMC, and we finally got a lot of things that we like. Scootaloo's parents, since practically day 1, we've been wondering, does Scootaloo have parents? Practically. Not exactly.
It took a while because she wasn't introduced as a character for quite a while.
I mean, they show up in the background even in the premiere, in the pilot, but they don't get really names or stuff like that until later in the first season. But when I say practically, since we're 9 years into this, practically day 1 can be considered the entire season 1. So shush.
That's one hell of a definition of day, but sure.
It's been 84 years. Yeah, anyway. We've been wondering about it and theorizing about it.
Her parents are
for
dead.
So long, and finally we have this. And it's basically
Fluttershy's her mom.
Oh God, I remember that one. Yeah, I think it's the last of the parents too.
Yeah,
the last of the parents of any of the main characters, not main 6, but main overall. All the major characters finally have their parents, and seeing that.
Well, all of them have their parents anymore.
We've seen all of
But they
them.
don't have them.
Yes, but we know who they are. So we were given the information and stuff. So it's not like their parents are just some ethereal thing. We have names and faces now to all of them, even if they're dead, which Scootaloo's aren't.
Yeah.
Everyone dies eventually. Except maybe not some, considering alicorns. Anyway, that's a whole nother can of worms. But yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. And one thing that I keep seeing people futz about this one that I don't actually quite understand.
Mm-hmm.
People complain that Dash wasn't as prevalent.
Oh, I had that.
And that's like... There's 2 points on this one. One, that people say that because Scootaloo now has parents, the entire Scootaloo Rainbow Dash relationship is ruined. And it's like...
How?
What? Just because you have parents doesn't mean you can't have sisters. That's just not how this works. Rainbow Dash is Scootaloo's surrogate big sister. Not surrogate parent, even though there are a lot of fics like that. Surrogate, adopting Scootaloo. See, I've
lots
read
of Fly Dash versions.
I guess I've read lots of both of those. And they were good fics too. Don't get me wrong.
One of them was
but
hilarious.
This does not in any way. I cannot see in any way how this hurts the relationship between Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo.
No, it just does. Shut up.
I don't understand that one.
No, shut up.
The other complaint is that people say that, Rainbow Dash, you're her big sister. Why aren't you fighting for her that much? And they're not wrong. That complaint's not wrong, but that would not have worked in this episode the way it was written. If you were to have Rainbow Dash be more prevalent, you would have to completely rewrite the episode entirely. This episode was about Scootaloo and the CMC. It's the last crusade. To have Rainbow Dash be a focus would take the focus away from the CMC in the time allotted, and it would not be the same episode. You'd have to have a completely different one. So I don't think that was actually a fault of the episode.
No.
This was about the CMC, so it needed focus on the CMC. Rainbow Dash is not a cutie mark crusader. But yeah, it was just such a good episode for me. And yes, her parents. People also say it was a bad episode because her parents weren't great. Bad characters do not mean a bad episode. Just because... and they're not bad as in badly written. Bad as in they're kind of negligent. Doesn't mean the episode's bad.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. It's like they have to be good parents all the time or else...
Like, no, they don't. And they're not bad parents. They just don't... They're just kind of negligent and don't consider Scootaloo's feelings in all of this. It's like... It's obvious that they love Scootaloo.
Well, I wouldn't even call that part particularly negligent or anything.
It's not really negligent.
A lot of parents do railroad their kids' feelings because they're not really thinking about it. Assume the kid will just go along with it.
Yeah, and it's just a kid. We're the adults. You're the kid. You need to follow the adult.
It's just part of growing up, or we'll build character, or whatever.
Yep, stuff like that. And that's actually a thing. It's not a great thing, but it is a thing.
And for me, number 2, I put the beginning of the end.
Beginning of the end. So we have the same number 1.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, beginning of the end. It's just a really, really nice premiere. Finally, after like 3 premieres in a row that were just not very good, and we finally get a good one again. We got a big old main 6 adventure with a great new villain who's brings in new villains. We get Sombra gets characterized more than just crystals, and he turns out to be kind of a goofball in some ways. We got that whole thing. We got the
destruction of the elements of harmony.
The destruction of the elements of harmony. Just Equestria kind of brought it to the brink of defeat.
Yep.
And all this stuff, and then he fails in the end anyway. And we got big old Twilight speechifying moment. I got Discord being Discord, kind of being a butt again.
Yep, the tub thumping scene.
Yeah,
I get knocked down.
Yeah, but we got there's a whole bunch of stuff about it that was just really good.
It was,
and then we got the weird thing with the retiring, and then like, hey, the princess even admit, okay, maybe we're a little too hasty and we're throwing you in the deep end a little too much.
Just a little.
So yeah, that's kind of a thing in of itself that you could get into, which so it's like, yeah, we're gonna retire, but not yet. We understand that we might need to ease you in a little, rather than just throw you in and say good luck, bye.
Yep.
So it was a really just generally really nice premiere to see all that. We got the main six all doing their thing and all that. It was great to see that, and just finally.
Yeah, finally.
So yeah, what is that? Yeah, which means for both of us, number one is Frenemies.
Yep, Frenemies.
Frenemies. Which this one is just.
Oh my god.
This one was a breath of fresh air, just because it's so different from what we usually get. It's a
villain episode.
It's entirely villain focused. The main six don't appear in the slightest. The only good guy in the whole thing was that one guard or whatever at the station. That was everyone else is all villains. Cozy Glow, Tirek, and Chrysalis, and Grogar a little bit, but those three in particular, just them and them having to learn to work together and whatnot, and almost becoming friends.
Yep.
And then freaking out when they almost became friends.
We can't be friends. That's not the point.
That means
the
they
bad
win.
Thing.
No, that's the good thing. That's the problem.
Right, yes. Because they're trying to find a better way to be bad.
Which the song in itself was an amazing song. Probably so far, honestly, my favorite song of the season.
Oh, it's such a fun song. I had it.
Honestly, almost one of the best of the show. And honestly, Frenemies as one of the shows. This was an episode I honestly almost put as some among the best of the series.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's what's surprising too is Mike Vogel. Mike Vogel has a really rocky track record. Let's just say that he's had some good episodes, but he's also had some real bad episodes. Every little thing he does was his fault.
That was his episode.
But he also did this, so it's like he shows like okay,
he can write really good.
He can write really well.
Yeah,
so it's just one of those. But yeah, so it's a great episode.
Yeah, it is. It is an absolutely incredible episode. Chrysalis is amazing. Cozy Glow is great. I love the little faces and things like "You need us" as she. It's
her
just
throwing a little temper tantrum because she's not getting her way.
Oh yeah, that one. It's so there'll be cupcakes.
Oh yeah, and of course Chrysalis talking to her little Twilight log.
Yeah, it's a little Twilight. That one's just weird. I wonder if that one's gonna come back at some point. If that's gonna be important later on.
I'm back.
Yes. Yes.
Chrysalis is soon for Twilight.
Totally. Because every villain has to get shipped with Twilight. I hope not Cozy Glow. Someone probably did. I just don't want to know about it. Because that's been a thing that you've even made a point on, that every
I'm
villain.
Trying to remember, I think I might have seen it while scrolling through, but I'm not sure. I really don't want to confirm that. I don't want to confirm it, but I'm pretty sure I saw it once when I was scrolling through.
I wouldn't be surprised,
Fanfiction.
Unfortunately. But yeah, it's just such an amazing episode. It really is. It is a contender for series best, really. I can't wait to see how it plays out in the finale, because it's totally got a piece set up for the finale with the bell. Mm-hmm. How they didn't find it.
They're willing to backstab Grogar now. You're seeing that set up, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. I have theories on the final confrontation.
Yeah. That's our list.
That's the list.
A bit longer than I was hoping, but okay.
They always go longer than we want.
Yeah, whatever. But that means we just have to rush through the rest of it.
Yes.
So we'll go ahead and go to fan content, which means music. Go start off.
Let's head back to me. So I got 3 songs this week that I want to feature. The first of 3 that I want to feature is dbPony's Risk. Your friends will keep you strong, so let me just say that the risks that we take are much greater than the time that we waste just sitting back on life so complacent. You must press for a better life in the end. You'll never know if you don't take the risk. This is just a really fun pop rock song. It's just got a ton of energy behind it and bounciness. All the songs this one have bounciness to it, but yes, different kind of bouncy. And it is really nice to see dbPony back with the name, because dbPony had been Cookie Soup Music and kind of looked like veering away, and then now is kind of coming back. So it's nice to see that name again. But it is a lot of fun and a really good song.
Yeah, it's got that alternative pop rock sound to it, mid-aughts. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
you really do not like the genre labeling here, even though
the
it is
genre is
technically
tough. Genres are tough.
Yeah,
it is. I guess technically alt rock as well because it's an overbearing thing, but
overarching,
not overbearing. That's different.
It's a whole different. Yeah, but mid-aughts stuff you very similar in sound to stuff you'd hear on Fuse, like Fall Out Boy
rock.
And whatnot. Skater Boy, Rock to a Degree.
Yeah, Skater Boy is a song.
Yeah. I'll see you later, boy.
Which is about the same sort of feel.
Yeah. That time in the...
Yep, that era.
That time in music.
Yep, that era of music.
When Fuse was still playing music videos.
Fuse. It's a fun song. Go check it out. Next one I have is Loophoof's remix of Lotta Little Things.
Saunter on a sojourn hidden behind castle walls. You can't throw a stone down on the beach. So we're gonna be absconding to a little vagabonding, and this bucket list is gonna be a beach.
And yeah, it's so bouncy. Loophoof does really good bouncy music like this, and I absolutely love it. They really did a good job on this song, and made it bouncy and fun even more than the original. Love Loophoof stuff.
Yeah, there's definitely bounce to it for sure. There's also kind of a vague 80s pop sound to it throughout. If you listen to it, you just some,
yeah, I'll agree.
It's got that 80s pop sound, which has very distinct. 80s pop is very distinct in its sound. Got a little synth to it, but not necessarily a whole lot.
Well, I mean, it's Loophoof, so it's pretty much all some sort of synth, but yeah. Various different formats, but yeah. It's fun. And the last one I have is Faulty's remix of Living in Color. Yes, Faulty does it again. I absolutely love prog house. It's probably one of my favorite genres, and Faulty does a really, really good job with it. The original song I liked. This is from the Rainbow Road Trip special, and this just makes it even better. Just so much more energy. Just adds this energy and bounce to it. Makes it so much bigger. Such much energy. Yes.
Why?
Because I had to.
No, you really did not.
Doges is a never-ending thing. At least I didn't throw Karen into it.
That would have been better. The new Doge is better than the old Doge.
Yes, new Doge is so much better. But anyway, this song it's just so good.
Yeah, it's fast-paced, bouncy, high energy, all that stuff.
It's prog house.
Sure,
it's fun.
We'll go with that.
It's prog house. Anyway, those are the only ones. So, and it's kind of interesting. The last two both had a really cool key change.
Oh, yeah,
had that key change up near the end that I really, really like.
Right. Anyway, fanfic time.
Yep.
First off, an update. I'll Bring You Home got a new chapter. Not a second one yet, although knowing last time, we probably will update shortly after recording. Yeah, so we'll see that. Chapter 12 has a bit where it's like they find out a little bit more about that flower they're going after, and hey, Dash is going to have to,
you've got a deadline.
Get her courage. She's going to have to get her courage because, wow, you have to, for this to work, you're going to have to say things you've been holding in for a while.
Yep.
Good luck, Dash. So, yeah, that's the chapter, more or less.
Yep.
And I got a feature fic.
Yes, you do.
It's called Odyssey of a Thief by Carapace. It's a sequel to In the Hall of the Mountain Queen. If you remember, that is the rare Twi with a dragon rarity, who's going by a different name in that. But yeah, it's kind of a continuation of that. The first chapter is somewhat of a retread of the first fic, But yeah, it's about right now. As of right now, it's about 46,000 words, and it's not unfinished. And basically, it's continuing adventures of Twilight, the thief princess.
Princess of Thieves.
Yep. She's doing her whole thing, and having a girlfriend who's a giant dragon and all that stuff, and meeting a spider pony type thing. Who's
trying not to spoil it.
Yeah, a little bit, and all sorts of stuff, and getting into little adventures, and fighting diamond dogs, and getting into weird fights with bartenders and all sorts of stuff.
So
And
thievery as usual.
yeah, it's usual thievery and adventure, and yeah, it's just a part of the reason I want to feature is just because the first one I really liked, and this one has a really, really well done, I think, version of Twilight and Rarity. Now it's a really well done interactions between the characters that are just really fun and kind of play off each other really well.
Yes, they really do. I do like the spider and the characterization. I think someone's been taking a page from Couch Crusader, but
No, shut up.
This is not a problem. This is definitely not a problem because I really like that character. It's just a lot of fun.
Yep. Yeah, go check this one out for sure. Particularly like the first one. Although I don't think you need to necessarily read the first one because
this one has like a basic.
Like I said, the first
chapters,
chapter more or less
2 chapters
more or less has like somewhat of a recap of the first story. So it's kind of a weird thing, but I would still recommend just going and reading the first story anyway.
It's good, so read it.
Yeah, so it's a fun one, and I'm wondering how many other characters are possibly going to show up down the line.
Yes, and which ones they happen to be. If we're going to see more. Here's this character but they're not exactly.
Yeah, I was having a hard time between this one and another one, but this one won out in the end. The other one was just kind of, there's a muddy middle chapter. It just was, I kind of threw everything out of whack. But anyway, this is still great any which way. I was one of, it was one of, if I featured the other one, this one would featured later when I updated again. So it was going to feature at some point.
Yeah.
So there's that. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it and you want to listen to past and future episodes, you can go to pony411.libsyn.com. Again, that's spelled Libsyn. You can, go there, subscribe to the RSS feed and all that stuff. You can also check out all the links I'm about to list off over the next few minutes or so. All the things you could go to, you could go to youtube.com/pony411 and like, comment, subscribe there, click notification bell, all that stuff, as you need to do if you want to. You could also go to iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. You can do any one of those and search for Pony411 and find us and subscribe to us on those. And if for Google Play, you got to go to play.google.com/music, and that's where you'll find us. You can also find us on ponyvillelive.com. Find us there. And it's just the link to the YouTube version. You can find us there. You can find other podcasts. You can also find radio stations, including Ponyville FM, where we air every Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. So check us out and check them out because they also have a bunch of live music and, all that stuff. And it's a fun time 24/7, hopefully.
Yes. Things may be happening in a few weeks, too.
Oh, no. If you want to contact us, you can do so via email, pony411podcast@gmail.com. Questions, comments, criticisms. What do you think of the season so far? What do you think of our list? Did we get it wrong? Is there some episode you really like that we put really far down the list and you hate that? Do you think Frenemies is overrated? What is it? Tell us. Why not? Is that you can tell us if you want.
Fight you.
You can also like us on Facebook, facebook.com/pony411, see new episodes that show up. We get the images from Everfree up there if you want to check those out. Although apparently shouldn't be uploading images to Facebook. How about that?
Yes.
Facebook is fun to have. It's like, it sucks that we have to still use that. I don't want to use it, but we're kind of stuck.
Yes.
I don't like Facebook.
I don't like Facebook. Facebook's a horrible company.
If anything, the least evil right now is Twitter, and that's still pretty bad.
It's still not great.
Anyway, you can see us there. And of course, you could also contact us at Twitter, at Pony411. That's our usual way of saying things and spouting off about ponies or whatever. That's our thing. You can also check our personal Twitters. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1. He's at Alcatraz7T and an _ at the end. I'm finally getting back into releasing video reviews. Took a while because, I didn't have toys and then computer issues and all sorts of stuff, but it happens.
Yeah, I don't think I've tweeted. Oh. No, that was back on the 4th. I think the only thing I've tweeted is back on the 4th.
Well, since the last time we recorded.
Yeah.
Anyway. There's that. And there's, of course, still our sister podcast, New to Weeaboo. We're still doing that. We just released the Kill la Kill episode. So that was a fun time. See why it's a problematic fave.
Yep.
Check that out. We retweeted it on our Twitter, so you can check out all that stuff there if you want. So that's it for this episode. Tune in next time. That'll be, again, 2 weeks. We're going to be talking about the new Equestria Girls special. That's going to be a thing. Yes, we know it came out a while ago, but it's not coming out in the U.S. for another 2 weeks. So you just got to wait on that one. So just go ahead and talk about that. We'll be doing that. You'll hear it.
Yep.
But until then, though, please pony responsibly.
See ya.
Bye.